Hello and welcome to KLM Institute.
Today, we bring you a major global news update that's sending shockwaves across the world economy. The escalating trade war between the United States and China has entered a new and dangerous phase. China has announced a 34% tariff on all goods coming in from the United States, starting from April 10th. This is a direct response to President Donald Trump's latest move, a new 34% tariff on all Chinese goods entering the U.S. It's a powerful tit-for-tat strategy, showing that China is ready to go toe-to-toe with the world's largest economy. China's statement came from its State Council Tariff Commission, calling the U.S. move a clear violation of international trade rules and an example of what they call unilateral economic bullying. China's message is firm. They will protect their rights and interests, no matter how tough the situation becomes. To understand the gravity of this situation, let's look at the numbers. The U.S. trade deficit with China has existed for over 3 decades. In 2024, China exported 3 times more to the U.S. than it imported. That imbalance has always been a sore point, especially for Trump, who has long promised to fix what he calls unfair trade practices. Before this latest escalation, Trump had already slapped 2 rounds of 10% tariffs on Chinese goods, claiming it was necessary to combat the flow of illegal fentanyl into the United States. With the new 34% tax, the total effective tariff on Chinese imports is now more than 54%, and possibly even higher for some categories. But China isn't just matching tariffs. It's going further this time. The government added 11 U.S. companies to its unreliable entity list, including American drone manufacturers. China also introduced new export restrictions on rare earth minerals, materials like samarium, gadolinium, and terbium, that are essential for high-tech industries, including electric vehicles and military equipment. Beijing also began anti-dumping investigations into American-made medical X-ray CT tubes, and even extended the probe to Indian imports. This shows that China is using a wide range of tools, not just tariffs, to fight back in this trade war. Financial markets around the world reacted immediately. The U.S. stock market dropped sharply. The Dow Jones fell more than 1,000 points. The S&P 500 dropped over 3%, and the Nasdaq tumbled 3.5%. Similar panic was seen in Europe and the UK. The FTSE 100 and other major indexes posted their worst performances in years. And things didn't stop there. After China's retaliation, President Trump threatened an even harsher penalty, a 50% tariff on Chinese imports, unless Beijing rolls back its 34% countermeasure. He gave them a strict deadline: withdraw the tariffs or face the consequences. If Trump follows through, some Chinese products could face a shocking 104% import tax, once you add everything together from March till now. In response, China called the U.S. actions selfish and harmful to global trade, accusing Washington of prioritizing America first, at the cost of global cooperation. China made it clear, they will not back down under pressure. At the same time, U.S. officials like Secretary of State Marco Rubio admitted that markets are struggling but insisted that once rules are clear, businesses will adjust. But the reality on the ground is harsh. Both Chinese and American businesses are under immense pressure, especially those relying on each other for manufacturing, machinery, electronics, and agricultural products. For China, this comes at a time when its economy is already slowing down. Economic experts estimate that this trade war could cut China's economic growth by up to 2.5% this year. To meet its 2025 target of around 5% growth, Beijing will now have to boost its domestic consumption and invest in alternate markets. Meanwhile, Trump has made it clear, there will be no pause. He refuses to hold back global tariffs while waiting for negotiations. He's warning all countries that any retaliation will be met with even harsher tariffs. Talks with China have been called off, and the US says it will only negotiate fair trade deals, but on its own terms.
China, 67%. That's tariffs charged to the USA. So we're going to be charging a discounted reciprocal tariff of 34%. European Union, they're very tough. We're going to charge them 20%. Taiwan, we're going to charge them 32%. Japan, we're charging them 24%. With China, as you know, against my statement, they put a 34% tariff on above what their ridiculous tariffs were already. And I said, if that tariff isn't removed by tomorrow at 12 o'clock, we're putting a 50% tariff on above the tariffs that we put on. India, very, very tough, very, very tough. The Prime Minister just left. He's a great friend of mine, but I said, you're a friend of mine, but you're not treating us right. They charge us 52%. You have to understand, we charge them almost nothing for years and years and decades. And it was only 7 years ago when I came in, we started with China and charged them. We took in hundreds of billions of dollars from China in tariffs. And they understood, honestly. President Xi understood. He said, look, I understand. And the other countries, and they all understand. We're going to have to go through a little tough love, maybe, but they all understand. They're ripping us off, and they understood it.
Other countries are getting caught in the middle. Israel faces a 17% tariff. Japan is sending a team to negotiate. And the European Union is offering a 0-for-0 tariff deal but also preparing for countermeasures if needed. This ongoing conflict has led to serious uncertainty for global investors. The Hong Kong Stock Exchange saw its worst single-day drop since 1997, falling over 13%. But there was some minor recovery the next day. Still, the damage is already being felt, not just in China and the US, but across the globe. The message is clear: this is no longer just a trade dispute. It's a full-scale economic confrontation between two global giants, and the whole world is feeling the heat. We'll continue to follow this developing story closely. For more updates like this, stay connected with KLM Institute. Thank you for watching, and take care.